Okay, happy Monday, gorgeous one. So I wanted to pop in and have a little chat about working with the energies and connecting with the energies of the dragons. So I know I've had some questions from you guys about like how do I do this and how does it work? And last week when I posted, I spoke about like taking some time to get still and connecting with the earth and feeling what's happening there. And this week I decided that I want to basically do a little bit of hand holding for you to go a little bit deeper. So, what I'm going to do today is I am going to record for you the opening of the circle. Okay, so how it works when we're working with the dragon energy is that we want to work in a container of protection. Okay, so, and this is true for any energies that you work with, like even if you're working with star beings, if you're working with any other earth energies, whatever you're doing, it's like one of the things that's really important is for us to be able to connect to the magic, to the intuition, to the messages. There needs to be structure. Okay, there needs to be a safe structure for you to step into, and a way that your nervous system and your body can basically go, oh, great, I'm in this space, everything's good, I can receive now. Okay, or I can give now, right? And so this was one of the things that became very clear for me when I started working with the dragons is that there needs to be a container structure. So the way that I see it and the way that I teach it is that it's very much for me about pulling in the energies of the elements. And what happens is I basically form a beautiful vortex, like a container where I draw all of the elemental energies in, including the energies of the earth, so the golden mother dragon ether as well, like pulling that in. So I always visualize myself in this circle with these energies that's literally holding us and protecting us. Okay. And then we always ask for protection, because whatever we're doing, we always need to ask for everything that's for the highest good so that we don't allow shit that doesn't need to be there to come into our space, right? And then once we've done that, then we can start asking questions, then we can go in and play, then we can go and see what happens. And then basically, once you're done through this exploration journey, you basically move into the space where you then say your thank yous to the energies that you connected with, and then you close the circle. Okay, so it's very much about like opening the circle and closing the circle every single time. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open a circle for you so that you can basically visualize yourself sitting in this circle and then you can go and play. Okay, and then once you're done, you basically can take the video and start it again, and then you can close the circle. And this is a good way for you then to learn to do this yourself. Okay, but if you like to go in there with me, that's fine, that's no issue. But we need to get confident. And as I was saying that, a dragonfly just flew into my window. How beautiful is that? So this is about getting confident. This is about like building your skills. And what happens is, what I have found is when I'm channeling, like I have a set like bunch of steps that I do every single time. And it's like my brain goes, ooh, we're in channeling space. Yolandi is now going in, boop, and then I can go into my trance and I can get what I need to get, and then I close it off again. But my body, my physical body is so used to me like giving it the cues that it knows, oh, we're going. And then it's like, open up, receive, do what I need to do, journey where I need to journey. So we basically training our physical bodies to also play along, because our physical bodies needs to feel the energies, our physical bodies needs to be in a space where it's going, oh, okay, I can now let my guard down and allow myself to receive. And then I'll just like basically finish off. And then it's like, okay, cool, we go back to 3D land, we go back to normal life. But when we train our bodies to move from 3D to 5D and then 5D back to 3D, it becomes a lot easier. So that's kind of the point of the exercise. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, just pop it in the bottom of the video here. If there's any other questions, pop them in the Dragon Vortex. I'm happy to always like respond and just guide you through anything that you're not sure about. But the principles are solid. Okay, the principles are we open a circle, we ask for protection, we journey, and then we say thank you, and then we close the circle again. That's the basis of it. Okay. So, and for those of you who don't know how to do that, you're welcome to take my lead now, go in with me, do your thing, and then come out. Okay, so that's perfect. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that's it for this week. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So, first things first, I want you to find a quiet space, make some time for yourself. However long you feel that you want to step into the space. Always a good idea to set an intention. So you might want to go and speak to your ancestors. We've been journeying with the ancestors this week. You might want to speak to the dragons. You might want to speak to your soul. Who knows? So you basically set your intention now for what you want. And part of finding information is asking questions. Okay. The energies in the universe, they're pretty damn clever, but there needs to be some kind of dialogue. Okay. There needs to be some kind of movement between you and those energies. And I often think that people think you just sit there and then wham, like you get a download. No, downloads are based on intentions. Downloads are based on questions that you're asking. I'm not saying things don't sometimes hit us out of left field, don't get me wrong. But if you're consciously going in to go and channel, um, then, have an intention. Even in my client sessions, when I'm taking them in and channeling for them, there's a basic intention, even though we discover stuff that we don't always expect. But the basic intention is there. I'm going in to explore this. I'm going in to do that. Okay. Be clear about this because that also helps you. It helps the flow of energy. And it's always just good to have a focus point because you're not just going to sit there and go, okay, hit me up, dudes. Like, what is it that I need right now? Okay. So you can do that in a few years' time when you've done this for a while. But for now, just remember, like, this is a process. It's like learning to ride a bike. You have to practice this. I didn't start channeling yesterday. I've been channeling for 10 years. Okay. So every single day that we try and we do it and we show up with this devotion, right? This like feeling in our hearts that I really want to explore. I want to see what you guys have got to say. I need some help. I need some guidance, etc. I mean, that's how we do it, right? We don't just all of a sudden, bam, wake up one morning and go, ta-da! It takes work, okay? It takes work and it takes devotion, and it's absolutely beautiful when you're actually starting to reap the fruit of this co-creative relationship that you can have with the energies. Okay, it makes it so much more fun because there's a world of magic out there that we get to explore. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling now. Let's get into the business. Okay, so once you've set your intention now, speak it out loud or in your head, whatever works for you. And so take a few deep breaths in. Always a good idea just to settle yourself. Let's take ourselves down a notch. Let's just connect to your breath. Feel into your body. And just another point here is like it's really important to also feel what your body is wanting to tell you once you go into these spaces. Okay. So once you've started to settle, we're going to start to call in all of the beautiful energies that needs to be with you today. I'm going to call in all the guides, the beautiful divine beings of light, the dragons. Call in all of these amazing energies. And then as we start to open up our circle, so I open my circle in an anti-clockwise manner. And as you grow in this work, you can do this however you want. There's no right or wrong. Everyone does it differently. So I start in the south, and my water is in the south. My sea is in the south from where I live. And so I start to visualize myself pulling that energy of the water into the circle. And I allow that energy to become a beautiful part of this circle. So that water energy is slowly swirling around as part of this beautiful wall that I'm building, this wall of protection, this circle. this guiding energy. And as I pull that energy in, I obviously work with the dragons, so my dragons bring in the water for me. But whatever energies you like to work with. So first we use the water. Karashana ikerekiake. And then I turn to the east. And for me, east is the energy of fire. It's where my sunrise is. It's where all our sunrises are. And then we pull that energy in, and I see the beautiful fire dragons giving me that energy right now. And I take that strand of energy and I start to weave it with the water into my circle. So my circle is still moving. I can still feel that energy around me, and it's still moving, it's still moving, it's still moving. Beautiful. And then I turn to the north, and for me, it's where my earth energies are. The mounds are behind me, beautiful castles, and I pull that energy with the dragons into the circle now. So now we have those beautiful three energies of the elements in the circle, and we weave all of it together, and the walls of the circles becoming stronger and stronger. And then as I turn to the west, my air, and I pull that with the air dragons right in here. And I allow that energy to bring through clarity. That's a very stabilizing force for me, the air energy. And I allow that to now hold this container. And then the last element that I draw in is the element of ether. So for me, the element of ether, of source, sits right in the center of Mother Gaia. It's where that light is, the golden mother dragon energy. And I go down into the center of the earth and I visualize myself pulling that up, a golden thread through all of the layers of the earth. And I use it to form the floor of my circle. So I have this beautiful golden energy that holds us. It's literally like a chalice that we sit in, this cauldron that we sit in. Okay, and then I see myself inside of this space, all of these beautiful elements, these 5 elements together, and then I call in protection. So I ask that we are divinely guided. I'm asking my soul and my spirit guides to be here with me, to ensure that everything that comes into the circle is for the highest good, ensuring that I am protected and that everything that I do is for the highest good in this space. Okay. So you basically just say your own little prayer here, calling in that energy, calling all of it in. Okay, beautiful. So this is your space to start from now. This is where you can ask your questions, speak your intention, start to see what comes up. Okay, call in those ancestors, call in whomever you want to talk to and start asking them questions. And then take a moment now and pause the video and then go and explore a little bit. And when you are done, you can play again. Okay. Right. So welcome back if you've started to press play again. I hope you had a beautiful time in your explorations today. And as I said before, take your time. This takes practice. Every time you get a little bit more, you get a little bit more, you get a little bit more. Okay, beautiful. So now that you've done what you've done, take a moment to thank the energies. If you don't know exactly who you were working with or what was happening, just thank all of the beautiful energies that came into your space today. Thank all of the elements. Thank all of the guides. Thank your ancestors and your beautiful soul for being with you today and for guiding you and protecting you and taking you through this process. And then what we do is we start to close the circle now. So I always go 3 times. So I will take my finger and I will make 3 circles, and I do these in a clockwise direction. I know I'm in an anti, so I'm sitting here as I'm moving my finger. I'm like, that's not clockwise, that's anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise direction, I make 3 circles with my finger and I see myself closing it off. Okay. I usually utilize my light language here to close it off. But if you don't speak light language, don't worry. Just visualize yourself now taking that and 3 circles and then closing it off. And then basically what I do is I take the energy up from the sky and I pull it down and all the way down into the earth, and the energy from the earth back up into this. Okay, so it's like I'm locking the space. I'm like closing it off. So go up, go down, and then I stop it in the center. Okay. And that's it. I'm done. So then I step out. I say my thanks again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I'm done. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So we open the space, we journey, and we close the space. Okay. So if you have any questions, just pop them in below or otherwise in the Vortex group. And I hope this was helpful. And I hope you enjoyed your journeys. And yeah, have fun with this. This is meant to be, you know, for so long we thought it was someone else's job to journey for us, but now we're learning to journey for ourselves. Okay. So yeah, start practicing and start doing this. And I can tell you now, it's the best fun you'll ever have. It's absolutely magic. Okay. Have a gorgeous time and shout if you have any questions.